our fish stock that we made earlier on. Now, here is our gourmand that we made earlier on. Now I'm going to start thickening this gourmand, or this fish stock here, by adding in, as you can see the way I'm adding in the gourmand, I'm not adding it in as one big lump. I'm adding it in stages. Now all I'm going to do is keep whisking and turn the heat back up a little bit on this. Now what's happening here is that the gourmand is being whisked into the sauce, and you will, as the sauce begins to reheat and reboil and readjust itself back up again, you will see the sauce begin to slightly thicken. Now as I said, the reason we don't add in all of the gourmand at once is because we don't want to over thicken the sauce, right? But you can see here now that the sauce is actually beginning to take a thickened look. Okay? So, I want to lower the heat down on this slightly, and I'm adding in some more gourmand. Now that is probably going to be enough, in my opinion. Haven't added it all in. Now remember as well that you need to let the actual flour cook out of the sauce, okay? You can't just whisk off, get your sauce thick and then start using it immediately. You need to actually cook the flour out of the sauce, otherwise it's going to have a very, very, floury taste of it. So you need to give it a cooking time. The cooking time to cook the sauce out is around about 10 to 12 minutes on a moderate heat. Okay chefs, welcome back. We're at the stage now we're about ready to actually take our sauce or velouté off. Okay, now you can see the consistency that we've brought the sauce to here. Alright, now I want to show you just in relation to sort of a litmus test that you should be looking for when you're actually cooking a sauce out like this. What you're looking for is this. Do you see this? See where that sauce has coated the back of the spoon and has given a nice healthy coating on the spoon, that there's nothing major running off it, etc. And that's what you're looking for in relation to your velouté sauce. Alright, now as I said, this sauce we're going to be using as a base for other sauces. We want to repass this sauce through another chinois all over again, but this, as I said, is what you're looking for. Okay, so that's it chefs. You now know what to look for in relation to a fish velouté. You know what a gourmand is, you know what a fish stock is, so that's it. It's time to actually go and practice this stuff. Thanks guys. Okay chefs, I just want to show you one thing before we move off in relation to the actual velouté itself. Okay, now I have here turned off the heat underneath the sauce. Okay, the reason I've turned off the heat is that the heat that's actually coming from the pilot light underneath the pot, you can see it here. So wait till I get a cloth and lift this here. Alright, the chefs, you can see the pilot light there. Okay, now that pilot light is enough, there's enough heat coming from that pilot light to actually finish out the cooking of the sauce. So there's no need to actually have a mad roaring heat going on underneath. What's going on, as I said, is enough heat coming from the pilot light. You can see it beginning to just bubble here. Okay, now we can walk away, we can leave this for about 15 to 20 minutes and just let the final bit of flour cook out of the sauce before we actually pass through the chinois. So that's it chefs, you can see everything that we need to see here in relation to heat. That's enough. Take care. Bye. Okay, chefs, welcome back. Now, what we're going to be doing today is we finished off. We made our fish stock earlier on. We're about to turn it into our fish velouté. Now, if you remember from a previous video that we did, here is our gourmand that we created. Now, it has cooled, it's chilled down, and you can see the consistency of it here. Yeah, it's like a pastry. All right, that's the consistency you want. Now, as I said, when you're using this to thicken your sauces, you're using approximately this much at a time. All right, you're whisking it in and you're watching the consistency of the sauce. Now, the sauce that I said to you that we're going to be doing today is a Veronique sauce. All right, it's a white grape sauce. We are using white seedless grapes here, as you can see. Now, classically, if we were doing this dish classically, we would be peeling these grapes and using them in the sauce. But because we're actually under a little bit of pressure here to get ourselves sorted out in the actual kitchen for this evening, we're not going to skin the grapes. We're just going to leave them. Now, also as well included in the sauce is a glass of Chardonnay. You want to make sure that the Chardonnay is included in the sauce to maintain its classic stance. All right. So first things first, in relation to the actual grapes itself. Now, when you're in the kitchen, chefs, okay, the last thing that you're going to be doing is these grapes, for garnish, first of all, they need to be halved. All right. Now, what you're not going to be doing, chefs, is doing this. All right. Let me show you this. Okay. And then the next one, and then the next one. All right. Remember, chefs, when you're in the kitchen, okay, speed. Everything is about speed. Getting things done as fast as you can. So what you do is grab a handful, put them down on your board, flatten them, hold them steady. Get yourself a carving knife. Again, chefs, this is where your kitchen, your knife skills come into play, and also as well, we're talking about we're training to be chefs here, guys. So remember that, okay? Now, hold your grapes firmly in place and literally slice right across like that, okay? So we've got that done. There you can see that we've halved our grapes here, yeah? Okay, get these off, get the next ones ready. So next batch here. Firmly in place, slide your knife right across the center, move back, again, slide, and again, okay? That's that batch. And then the final batch here now. Just hold the grapes firmly in place, and as I said, slide, cut in half. Now these also as well, make sure they're done lengthways, guys, not cut in half. Obviously lengthways, as I said here, yeah? So that's it, chefs. Now, that's your grapes done. When I'm ready to actually start creating the sauce, I will bring you back. Thanks, chefs. Okay, chefs, welcome back. Now, what we're doing now, chefs, basically is we're going to saute off some of our grapes that we have here, right? These are the grapes that you saw me slice earlier on, okay? Now, I'm just doing a portion, okay? Now remember, this is going to be going with our John Dory, and it's also the garnish for the sauce that we're creating to go with the John Dory. So, what you see here, as I said, is preparation of a garnish. Now, grapes in, saute them off. We don't want the heat to be too intense. The grapes to actually burn. Okay? So, and plus also remember that we have our fish velouté that we finished and completed. We're adding in half a glass of white wine, Chardonnay white wine. Okay. We're going to let this reduce by half. We are then going to add in our fish velouté. Now the fish velouté that we prepared earlier on. Now this wine is not just reduced down just yet. Then we're going to add in some cream, and then we're going to finish the sauce off with some butter. Okay? And you'll see the butter will actually add an extra richness to the sauce, but it'll also give the sauce a fantastic shine to it. Now remember, chefs, this is the sauce. This is a very unique sauce. Okay, as I said, this is going to be we're going to be using this dory. Now, what we're looking for here, in relation to the sauce itself, is we are looking for a syrupy consistency to go with the actual wine itself, the reduction that we're making here, okay? So we're looking for a syrupy consistency. And you'll see what I'm talking about once you actually begin to see this wine reduce down a little bit more. Then when we get to that point, it's fine to actually add in the velouté. And you can see here, chefs, that is coming down to a syrupy consistency. Now it's time to add in the fish velouté. So add in our cream. Finish off with some butter. 1, 2. Now we're going to turn the heat off on your pan. And we're going to just visualize that we actually have a plate of fish here, which goes right over the fish like so. There is your sole Veronique, your place Veronique, your John Dory Veronique, whatever fish Veronique you want to do. Veronique, you can actually use a grilled fish or a poached fish. It can be pretty much any white fish that you want, okay? But again, as I said, what you're looking for is, you're looking for your consistency and colour, you're looking for your grapes to be part of the garnish, and you're looking for the fish, as I said, to be the fish velouté to be added and used in the sauce itself. That's it, chefs. Thanks very much. We'll talk to you soon.